don't know. Looks like it works to me.
Okay, this is going to be my flak build for using your pet. It's going to be very pet centered, and this is what I like to do. Now remember, there are no rules in the Borderlands build kitchen. This is more of a general guide to follow, and if you want to change it up or switch it up, or let me know what you would do differently to make it better, let me know in the comments, and maybe I will listen to it, or maybe I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. I won't do that. I'm going to focus on this tree first. This is where your survivability and a little bit of extra pet damage is going to come from. We're going to start with Furious Attack. You want to just pump 5 points into that right away, because this is going to give you some extra pet damage whenever you damage an enemy. You can get up 10 stacks. You're always going to be hitting something 10 times. It's going to be a permanent boost, really. And then you're also going to want to get a self-repairing system. This gives you more health and more health regen. You're also going to want to get 1 point into all my BFFs. It's not a great enough skill to fully invest in, I don't think, but it's going to give you a pet health regen, which is useful to keep your pet alive, as it is focused around your pet. I wouldn't get overclocked. It's not really too useful for a pet centered build. It will increase your damage a little bit, but I don't see it as that worth it. Same with Sikkim. I don't use the command. Maybe I'm stupid for doing that. I just don't use it. Eager to Impress. You can, you might not. I personally don't see the value in it. I get my cooldown times from somewhere else. So instead, we're just going to put the rest of the points into self-repairing system to unlock Lick the Wounds, because what this does is when you go down, your pet will revive you, and once you're revived by your pet, for the next minute, your pet is going to deal 30% increased damage. And bear in mind, you're also going to be getting 30% increased damage at 10 stacks from here. Just from this tree alone, you're getting 60% increased pet damage, and you're also getting a lot of survival. Now we're actually going to stop there at this tree. I mean, there might be more skills which you might see more valuable than others, where you might want to change it, but this is how I do it. Now, if you have access to this tree, I would advise getting Gotta Go Fast, because what this is going to do is it's going to give you more pet damage, which we are after very much. And it also gives your pet higher movement speed, so it can get to its targets and deal that damage sooner. So we're going to max that out, 35% increased pet damage. That is now 95% increased pet damage from just these two trees alone, and these aren't even our main pet trees. And now we're gonna, if you don't have this tree again, put these points somewhere else. I'm sure you can figure out where to put them. I sometimes feel like getting this perk, but I don't see it as that worth it, because you're gonna see as I go into this build, it's just not needed. And now we're gonna go into our main damage aspect. This is where you, Flak, the player, are gonna get your damage from. Pretty self-explanatory. Leave No Trace, great for getting your ammo back every time you land a critical hit. You're going to want to be hitting critical hits. More damage. Makes most sense. And it keeps your mags running longer. Always helpful. Bigger DPS. Interplanetary Stalker is going to give you all these bonuses. You can read through this. I'm not going to go through and explain it all. Essentially, you get all these bonuses. Whoops. And Hunter's Eye, again, kind of the same deal as Interplanetary Stalker, just a little bit different. And we're going to max that out as well for all these extra bonuses. And Head Count will give you that cooldown time, which I was talking about, where I didn't want to invest in cooldown time in the green tree over here, because I'm getting it from Head Count. Every time you land a critical hit, which you're going to want to be doing for that ammo and extra damage, you'll be getting cooldown shaved off. Which is good, because you want to keep using your abilities. Now, Two Fang, I actually skip, which I'm sure is very controversial to a lot of people, but I'm going to skip it. I don't feel like I need it. Instead, I'm going to go for Big Game, which is going to give me extra power in my already invested in hunter skills, and it's going to make them last longer. So we're going to do that. 100% duration, 30% increased effect, and we're going to get the most dangerous game. Similar deal to these two, really, except when you kill a badass enemy, you get all these bonuses, which is great. That's a lot of bonuses, including pet damage, which we are after, very much so. And we also get Grim Harvest, because this again gives us gun, action skill, and pet damage, which is a no-brainer, really. I mean, come on. You also want Galactic Shadow, and because that's going to give you more crit damage, which obviously you're going to be hitting crits because of these two perks right here. They're going to be encouraging you to aim for the fucking head, like you should be. And Megavore, crit chance for when you don't hit the head, which we all know you're not going to if you're on a console like me. Grim Harvest, we're going to just finish that off because why not? And now we're going to finally come over to the main thing, the pet part. Now we have 18 points left to play with. Ferocity, we definitely want to max that out. 50% pet damage, flat bonus, lovely. Persistence Hunter, not really worth getting. Wait, no. It is worth getting. My bad, sorry. You definitely want to get this perk. Increased gun damage and much more action skill duration. Brilliant. It's go for the eyes, which you don't want to get. This is where first melee attack of your pet is an automatic critical hit. It's really not worth getting. Frenzy, definitely worth getting because what it does is every time Flak's pet deals damage, Flak and their pet gain a stack of Frenzy. Each stack of Frenzy increases damage. So what that means is you get more damage every time your pet deals damage. Now, if you're using something which isn't able to constantly keep your frenzy stacks up, that's where this perk comes into play. He bites. Now, I would only ever invest just one single perk into this, never anymore, because it's actually a really bad perk. But what it does is it will trigger frenzy because it reflects damage to things which attack it. And that'll add stacks to frenzy, and things are always going to be attacking you and your pet. So it's going to keep your frenzy stacks maxed. And Who Rescued Who is a great perk, because what this does is when your pet deals damage, you regen health for a few seconds, and whenever Flak deals damage, your pet's health is restored as well. So whenever you deal damage, whenever either of you deal damage, one of you is going to be getting healed. Hence the name Who Rescued Who. So it's a very useful perk for keeping you and your pet alive, and I would advise getting these perks quite a lot because, as you can see, the stacks damage goes up quite a lot, and you're going to be getting max stacks thanks to He Bites. Don't invest any more into this, it's a shit perk. Now, Psycho Head on a Stick, I originally didn't really want this, but after thinking about it a little bit more, Hunter Kill Skill it's a useful perk because every time you kill an enemy, your pet gains movement and damage for a few seconds. 8 seconds for a 25% increased damage. Your pet's gonna be killing things. That's why you want it. It will kill. Now Hive Mind, when Flak takes damage, a portion of all damage they take is shared onto their pet. So, and your pet also gains increased damage for that time. Now you're always going to be getting shot at, you're always going to be taking damage, so this buff will always be active as well. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, so it's worth getting. Now these two down here, Barbaric Yawp or Yawp, however you want to pronounce it, I say you get 1 point into it. I think that's worth it to me. It's going to give you 40%. Now you could invest into this more. It might actually be worth investing more into Barbaric Yawp for the increased pet bonuses granted to Flak, but instead I'm going to go into more Hive Mind and more Frenzy because they're nice. They're nice buffs. And so now you have all these mad crazy damage buffs on your pet, and now you just got to pick a pet. I personally like to pick the Flaming Spider Ant. And for your skills, again, it's kind of down to personal preference, but I see Endurance as a great, well, you want to pick Gamma Burst, and I see it worth being the Empathic Rage, because it increases your damage, which is always nice. You want to have that 20% damage buff, why wouldn't you? And Endurance, whenever you kill an enemy, whenever your pet kills an enemy, sorry, it gains more damage. This is a 30% buff, it kills 3 things, and it lasts longer, which is brilliant. That's what you want. There's an extra 9 seconds on your timer and an extra 30% damage buff. Brilliant. Your pet is now a beast. Whereas I forgot to mention, in my build I'm using a outdated Transformer Shield, a Cosmic Stalker mod for those 2 perks which I mentioned earlier, a Moxie's Endowment just because I can't find anything better right now, and a butt bomb grenade because I found it funny. I am using Mayhem 10 guns, I just want to preface that. Mayhem 4 guns on Mayhem 4 will very much suffice, I just don't have any right now. But this is just to showcase how effective the pet can be. I'm going to showcase General Tron. Oh, Captain Tron, sorry. So we just got to pop a shield. Shouldn't be too hard. I have Atlanticsquib. No, I have a decent gun equipped. Obviously my fire spider ant isn't going to do too great against the shield, so that's why I'm just working on popping this. And now we activate our ability. And you see right there, it is dealing significant damage to Tron. I'm not doing anything here. And usually I should be shooting things to give it extra buff, so we actually should do that. I think our spider ant hit is just doing, it's almost done half its health. That was a huge chunk right there. As you see, the spider ant is pretty much just taking him out, and it is not taking any damage at all. It's almost just killed Tron on its own. It has taken a significant amount of damage here. Now I should be shooting at things to give it health, which is why it is slowly dying. And it's killed it. Brutals, I know it's Brutalist, but I say Brutals. Brutals has killed the Tron. It's killed Tron. All on its own, pretty much. And if that isn't a sign of effectiveness, I know Tron isn't exactly any like super powerful boss or nothing, but I mean, still killed a boss. So yeah, that's my build. I hope you enjoy.